Chicka chicky bang bang. Here we go. In five, four, three, two, and one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Home podcast. I'm your host, Famously Garnet, and I'm joined by my co-host Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's once again special episode, we are going to talk about first of all the Joshua Dobson get. Then second of all, we're going to go live here in the next few minutes and look at the Davian Jones announcement as four-star safety, 2027 safety. Davian Jones, Joshua Dobson's teammate, is going to announce his decision. It comes down to Auburn, Georgia, LSU, and South Carolina. Kia, before we talk about Davian, let's talk about Josh Dobson. Once again, what a get from the everything, man. If we're looking at the numbers, the recruiting, the film, right? That's what we've been talking about day one. Forget the ranking, forget the 5-star. If the kid was a 4 or 3-star, I'm still looking at this film and just being wow, right? Just being wowed by this film. It's incredible. So let's talk about that real quick and what this truly means again for Torian Gray, what he received with Dobson's commit yesterday.
I mean, once again, like we talked about spaces and all that. I mean, it's an elite get. You don't get any bigger than what you get from Dobson. Dobson is one of those players that you don't get those often. And the highest ranked guy that's we've had in South Carolina history as far as being committed. Still got to get the signing day, and as I stated before, Wednesday's cool, but the wins are what keeps us where it needs to be. And so we have to get the wins. That's the key to this whole situation, is getting the wins. And that's the goal when it comes here to Dobson. Torian Gray knows what he's gotten in Dobson. He knows what that means with Dobson. This is nothing new. This is nothing strange. This is nothing different. It's all about just getting this done and making sure we get to signing day with him signing on the dotted lines, which I don't have a problem. I don't have any concerns with. I don't care what people want to make of the comments and stuff yesterday. A lot of it was taken out of context because what Dobson really was saying was, yeah, I'm committed to them, but we still have signing day. And it's no secret that he's worried about Shane not being there. He asked the questions on the visit. He asked Donati. He asked Shane. Everything was asked on the visit. That was the key. He told you once he got the answers he was looking for, he literally was ready to commit to Carolina. Mm-hmm. So obviously it has nothing to do with the money. It had everything to do with making sure Shane was there. So you ain't got to call it a spade, but let's be realistic about what's going on and what's about to happen when it comes to now looking at Davian Jones. He's what you call a prototypical nickel. Usually your nickel can play safety, your nickel can play corner, your nickel is very versatile. His speed, his size, everything about Jones screams nickel. You go look at his film, it screams nickel. And having a nickel out of high school is a luxury. South Carolina's been on this kid since, once again, the 8th grade. We're talking the 8th grade again. It's an 8th grader that they were on again. And relationships and things of that nature play out. He was not a priority at other schools like he was with South Carolina. That's a fact. Other schools looked at him once other guys went elsewhere, but he was not the priority like he was at South Carolina. South Carolina's always had him top of the board priority the whole time.
Exactly. And it's one of those things again, man. I think at the end of the day, we're going to see relationships and that priority mindset win the day. I mean, I don't understand when these casuals, I'm going to call it how it is, casuals, that's what you guys are. You can call yourself a troll or whatever you want, honestly, but you're football casuals, and that's what you are. It's it seems to be a way of hiding a true identity. It's like, I'm a burner account and I'm going to say dumb things. But in reality, you're a casual. You don't understand the game of football. Only the game of football that you understand is turning on EA College Football and starting to play with the sticks, or maybe you're watching your games here and there throughout the day, but you truly don't understand the game of football. You don't know the first thing about football. You don't watch film. I mean, I can go on and on and on. You don't understand the mentality. You don't understand what it takes to put a team together. There's so much to this, so many levels to everything, right? And people just don't get it, right? And so I call you a true casual.
I agree.
I call you a true casual.
I agree.
That's what you are.
Because everybody was not expecting him to come to Carolina. I've been saying this for the longest. You got to let this one ride out. I told folks, the same thing with Dobson. You got to let these things ride out, bro. We were 4-8. You got to let these bad boys ride out. Just because we were 4-8 doesn't mean the relationships go away. Doesn't mean X, Y, and Z doesn't happen. It just means that we're 4-8, and that's what people are using. Dobson told you that.
Correct.
Jones is going to say the same thing. 4-8 played a role. Everyone knows that. You don't have to ask these kids these questions. We know 4-8 played a role. But what Shane is doing is helping them understand. We put the resources around us to make sure that doesn't happen again.
We do. Yeah, we do. We do.
We literally put everything around us to make sure it didn't happen again.
Correct. Jeremiah Donati's
and we saw that
job. Yeah, no, we have. Well, we have. And, well, like I said, man, y'all keep playing like you think this is South Carolina the old, and you had an AD that was a baseball coach as your AD, and you can continue to think that way. But I'm telling you right now that things are going to be different here at the University of South Carolina. And I firmly do believe that. I firmly do believe that. Because the Board of Trustees that once used to have all this control over this athletic department, things aren't happening anymore, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not saying they don't have any
for
control,
100
but things
years.
have changed. Things are changing.
You got to be able to, you got to, in my personal opinion, you got to be able to say, dude, Donati needs one of them long-term contracts with the work he's doing. You got to put him on that long-term ordeal, bro, because he's putting in some serious work. Some work that we haven't seen in a long time when it comes to an AD, when it comes to anything around South Carolina. He's putting in a lot of work. And I'm not talking with the blueprints with the new stadium or the stadium renovations. I'm not talking about none of that stuff. No, I'm talking about the behind-the-scenes work that's being put in and day out when it comes to Donati. And Donati's meeting with these recruits. The AD is sitting down with guys that are game changers, that are these recruits that he's helping them understand, hey, you're coming into a program where this is what we're bringing into the program. This is what we're bringing into the situation. And that's the beauty of the situation. You need that. You got to have it. You got to have it for what's going on today. And I want to take it a step further while we wait on this as well with Jones. A commitment from Jones today on Rivals and, on 3 is going to put South Carolina in the top 25.
Oh, yeah.
And that's with Nate Carson coming up tomorrow.
Correct. Things are going to shift quick. And hopefully people are ready for that. Hopefully people are ready for that shift, and especially the naysayers and everything else that we got out there, right? They're always fun to listen to, as they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Davian Jones just adds to that piece, that secondary, that strong secondary that Torian Gray has put together and continues to put together. The resume speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. You can look at all these coaches here that he's going up against, and the resume speaks for itself. Torian Gray puts the guys in there, into the league, year in and year out. So
I agree.
I'm excited.
I agree.
As we, you'll wait for the old commits. But I mean,
and another thing I do want to say with Jones that I think is personally important is understanding, y'all, that development has played a role in each and every person making it to the league. Just like with Currents, just like it's going to be with Koski, just like it's going to be Tristan Lewis, just like it's going to be with DeMarcus Leach. All those guys have got to still get the developmental piece. ready-made somewhat than what we've seen normally in the past. You haven't had ready-made guys like Joshua Dobson and Davian Jones come in outside of a Currents and outside of a Nicky and outside of a Kilgore. Some guys need time to develop, and that's what Torian Gray is there for, and that's what these other people are there for.
Correct.
And so that's all I'm trying to make sure you guys understand. These guys don't need to come in and get 15 interceptions day one. That's not realistic. What you realistically need is two guys ready to come in and compete and help the team win, because the ultimate goal is getting the wins, stacking up talent to be prepared to get the wins in this league. And that's what we need to focus on. That's where we need to happen. That's what needs to take place.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I mean, you said it best there, and they're doing that. They have all these pieces in place, man. And looking this off season compared to the one prior to that, I truly do feel better, because I'm be honest, man, going into the last off season and what South Carolina lost alone, and the way we handled things in the portal, I didn't feel the best. It almost felt like the year prior to 2024, right, when we had the year of getting, oh God, Sidney Fugar and all those guys, right? Like it just felt like something was off last offseason. I don't know if we did enough in the portal. And we're on record saying that. We felt like there were things addressed, but there are definitely question marks that we still had going into last year. So I'm interested, man. I'm definitely interested to see what this team looks like. While we're waiting, Q, we did get a baseball commit today, man. A left-handed pitcher out of the transfer portal, Q, and I think we could talk about that real quick. And it's a kid from Minnesota, man, from the Minnesota Gophers. As many know, the row the boat PJ Fleck out there, right? A lot of people know that, but you didn't think baseball would be part of it. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, this kid, Will Whelan, out of Minnesota, left-handed pitcher, somebody I want to talk about, and I'm not going to really talk about the stats right now that he put up last year, but right now in the Cape Cod League, 13 innings pitched. He had 3 starts, and right now he's got a .69 ERA, a 0.69 ERA right now with 15 strikeouts in the Cape Cod League, which, by the way, a lot of strong players play in those Cape Cod Leagues, man. A lot of strong players come out, play in those Cape Cod Leagues over the offseason, man, for college baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And I love it. I love Cape Cod League. I swear to you, I love Cape Cod League. I love it.
But he joins, man. He's out with the Bourne Braves right now, man, with the Bourne Braves. And, he's out there with Luke Costello, Andrew Costello, the Costello brothers, right? Garrett Michael, and then Bryce Eastep, man. All those guys, all those Gamecocks are on there right now performing and playing together. So that's really cool, man. That's really cool. So I love that.
And I think they're doing really good out there.
Yeah, and I'm personally curious too, man, what Matt Williams is going to do, right, with this bullpen, right, now that he's got his hands on it. Now we have a true pitching coach again.
I can't believe we finally got one.
I can't
believe we finally got one back. So glad we're back.
I can't wait to see what Matt Williams can do, man.
Yeah, Matt Williams is going to be good, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. Matt Williams is going to do good.
Sorry to interrupt.
Looks like we're starting up
but
now.
This is important.
Here we go.
The shooter who murdered my sweet little Daniel brought a highly lethal weapon with him.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man, it's time for live commits, baby. I've been enjoying these live commits too.
Yeah. Yeah, likewise. This has been fun, and the people enjoy it, right? The people have been showing up in droves. Honestly, I mean, yesterday over 7,000 people in total on Facebook, man. 7,000.
Yeah.
So shout out to y'all on Facebook,
like
man.
this, man.
Yeah, shout out to y'all hanging out on Facebook. Got some really good comments out there, all that good stuff out there. Some good stuff there, man. Good stuff as we're less than a minute away from the 4-star 2027 safety Davian Jones announcing his college decision live on the Welcome Home podcast as we were covering it. CBS Sports does a great job, as usual, with these live commitments, by the way. I've enjoyed those, man. 247's done a good job powered with CBS Sports on this stuff, man.
I agree.
Really good stuff. So less than 20 seconds. I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked.
I think this is one of those. I'm glad we got the last visit. Glad we got him in. Glad he was able to get back around people that he's been around this whole time, guys he's played with, played against. All that has been beautiful, and I know that's what really helped push it over the top for him.
That's it, man. That's it. That's what you're waiting on.
Welcome to the CBS Sports College Football YouTube channel. I am 24/7 Sports national analyst Tom Loy, and a big-time prospect from the class of 2027 is set to announce his commitment right here in a matter of moments. But before we get to that, please be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. This is the place to be for all high school and college commitments. You do not want to miss all of the action that we have coming for you over the next couple of weeks. But tonight, it is all about top 247 safety Davion Jones, a coveted prospect with over 30 scholarship offers under his belt. Before we get to his decision, let's take a look at that prospect profile. He is a 5'11", 165-pound athlete from Huff High School in Cornelius, North Carolina. He is ranked a 4-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports, the number 148 overall player in the nation, number 11 safety in the country, and number 6 prospect in his home state. Let's take a look at the player and turn on the tape. According to 24/7 Sports Director of Scouting Andrew Ivins, Jones is a playmaker in the secondary. He tested extremely well in the offseason and medaled on the track. He can run extremely well and is comfortable in zone coverage and in support of the run. He's a technically sound tackler who embraces contact.
Key,
8 interceptions in 21 varsity games
is key.
What has
run
college coaches
key.
fired up about his future at the next level. On the recruiting front, Jones has pretty much could have gone anywhere across the country that he wanted. He had over 30 offers, but he narrowed it down to 4 finalists. We've got Auburn, Georgia, LSU, and South Carolina. I know we are dealing with some technical difficulties on that end right now, so we're hoping to get to him potentially right this second, but I'm not really sure. We're going to head. There he is. We got Davion Jones right there. Davion, I hope you can hear me. You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, man. The day is finally here. We are moments from your college commitment. How does it feel, man?
It honestly feels great. As a kid, this has been my dream, so just to get to live it. It's a good experience for sure.
I mentioned the fact that you're down to Auburn, Georgia, LSU, and South Carolina. As you were narrowing it down to these schools, what were you looking for in a school and a program?
Definitely development, the culture, coach stability, just how well I interacted with the players.
I was telling everybody before we got with you how highly we think of you at 24/7 Sports, but why don't you take a second and tell all the fans at home what one of these lucky schools is getting in you as a player and a person?
I like to say I'm a better person than I am a player. I give pride to my family for treating me that way, but I'm definitely a hard worker, dedicated, and I'm willing to learn.
All right. I mentioned the 4 finalists. Is it going to be Auburn, Georgia, LSU, or South Carolina? The moment is here. Davion, please tell everybody where you're continuing your academic and athletic career.
First, I want to give glory to God. Without God, I wouldn't be right here. I can't count how many days I prayed for this, and just to, God is real, because He let me live my dream. Second, I want to thank God, thanks to my family and my support staff, because without y'all, I wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be no Davion Jones. With that being said, for the next 3 years, doing 3 and out, I've been taking my talents to University of Chaparral.
Yeah! Yes, sir! back, baby. Another one. Another one.
Davion, you got me? All right, Davion, you got me? Hey, man, I wanted to ask you, why South Carolina? What tipped the scales for the Gamecocks?
Because the relationship I have with Coach Gray, me and Coach Gray have been connected since eighth grade, my 8th grade year, going into the summer. So ever since then.
8th grade again.
When did you tell the coaching staff that you wanted to be a Gamecock? Like, how did it all play out behind the scenes, and how did they react?
So I called Coach G like 2 days ago and just told him it was time I was ready. So I actually told him, so we had a competition when I was up there on my OB, we had a hanging competition he beat. And I told him we got to let him back. So he was definitely excited, started screaming and going crazy.
And I got to ask, Shane Beamer is a player's coach. Everybody wants to play for him. I mean, he's obviously turning things up on the recruiting trail right now. So for you, on and off the field, why is he the guy you want coaching you over the next couple of years?
Definitely Coach Beamer. I want Coach Beamer coaching me because, the first day I met Coach Beamer, we connected, and I felt like that was pretty neat. I don't usually connect with everyone, so it was just a strong connection between me and Coach Beamer.
Now you get to move from recruit to recruiter. So before we get you out of here, is there one guy that you're out there going to be recruiting to try to get to the Gamecocks with you?
Whoever want to join, they can join. I ain't recruiting.
Fair enough, man. Congrats again. And huge win for South Carolina. And thank you for committing with us at CBS Sports and 24/7 Sports. All right, now it's time to go to our director of scouting at 24/7 Sports, Andrew Ivins, to learn a little bit more about the newest South Carolina commit. Andrew, tell everybody, all the Gamecocks fans, why should they be excited about this pickup of Davion Jones?
Tom, what's unique about Davion, the first time I kind of learned about him, the first time I kind of got on board with him was last August. I was watching Faison Brandon, the 5-star quarterback, the first game of his senior season, and there was this guy in the secondary flying around, hitting people, making plays in coverage, and returning kickoffs for touchdowns. But that was Davion Jones. I think he's one of the top split safeties in the country here. I mean, he's a guy that just mixes speed with physicality. You mentioned it. Hey, he has meddled on the track. I mean, this is a guy that can absolutely roll, and he just shows no fear in the hole. I mean, tons of stopping power. This is a leverage-based tackler, and this is a really big 48 hours, I think, for South Carolina. They also get Joshua Dobson in the boat, and Davion and Dobson are both going to team up at Huff this upcoming season. And, Tom, I had an SEC assistant coach that was there this spring, kind of watched both these guys practice, and they thought Davion Jones was the real prize there in that secondary. So those guys are going to team up, this fall. They're going to do it again this upcoming season. But just another piece for South Carolina and a sneaky good secondary group for them. Also have Kevin Millington, who picked South Carolina at the opening finals last week. I mean, Torian Gray, in my opinion, one of the top developers in the country, one of the top evaluators of defensive backs. And this is a good one, right? A lot of the SEC wanted Davion Jones, and I think he could be an impact guy.
Hey, that's it. He's an impact guy. Impact guy. So y'all join us on Spaces, man. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, massive get. 4-star 2027 safety Davion Jones commits to the Gamecocks, and once again South Carolina's recruiting momentum. The Shane train is fully chugging along, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd hate to be trying to stop that thing right now because they are on an absolute heater right now, ladies and gentlemen, on an absolute heater. So congratulations, Shane Beamer and Torian Gray for once again. I mean, Torian Gray being Torian Gray. So once again, everybody, we appreciate y'all tuning into the Welcome Home Podcast, a special edition. But once again, join us for the Davion Jones commitment as he chooses the University of South Carolina over Auburn and LSU and those other schools, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Peace.